Hey guys, we are back. It's the Heroes Hype Amateur Series. We had a fantastic Game 1 with Wild Growth versus See Hero Kill Hero, and we're moving on to Game 2. Can See Hero bring it back, Anna?
I think there's definitely a possibility, Gilly, regardless of the fact that I am caught with chocolate in my mouth.
Sorry, I just ate some chocolate too.
Hey, it's necessary during these casts. But yes, I think that See Hero Kill Hero showed some real strength in their play and good consideration in their draft. So I am looking forward to that again in this next game. And it is going to be on Blackheart Space, so a much different map with much different strategies than we definitely saw on Dragonshire.
Yeah, what I want to know is, are you pumped for your favorite map, Blackheart's Bay?
I really am, and I'm excited to see if one of the teams will take advantage of the fact that you can really draft weird things on this map. If you want to have a comp that's a turtle comp, as I like to call it, where you just hang back and you collect all the coins and you are just a greedy little leprechaun on your side of the map and just turn in when you have the ability to, maybe that could work. Maybe not. Maybe you'll get demolished by a team that has a stronger team fight comp. Who knows? But I'm looking forward to seeing what's in store here.
Well, with that, we'll hop into the draft as we've already got it underway with bans coming out from both. Because See Hero picked up the map pick, Wild Growth does get first pick, first ban, and they've chosen to ban Lost Vikings, and See Hero bans Illidan. So, no surprise in those bans.
Come on, guys. A little more originality, please. But that's fine. Although, again, we're seeing Sylvanas as a first pick, Jaina as a second pick, and I'm guessing we may see Vala as a third pick.
It's very possible here, and it would be basically exactly the same thing as we saw before, but in reverse, and there it is. Wow, I wonder if we have like a tacit agreement. Hey guys, let's just swap the team comps here and see if it was a comp thing or if it was, like play, whatever. We'll have to see. But so far, super standard Sylvanas versus the Jane and Vala. What will Wild Growth get here?
The world is their oyster right now. Their oyster right out of the Bay of Blackheart with a black pearl inside. The world is that for them. They could pick whatever they wanted. They have all sorts of slots left. But likely what they will want to do is pick some heroes that can be versatile with a lot of different types of team comps, unless they're picking something really crazy. So, yep, we see Uther and Thrall. Okay, so a damage dealer and a support. Now, that's a little bit more restrictive because they are going to need a tank and probably another damage dealer, although I suppose they could react with another half support, so they do have some flexibility in their last two picks that are left.
Yeah, they really like that Thrall there and are going to go ahead and grab it once again. Meanwhile, See Hero now has two picks of their own. So within that, we will probably see, within the last three picks, we'll see a tank. We will see at least one support, maybe a support and a half, or maybe two supports. Maybe two tanks, but it'd be pretty unlikely, and or some sort of damage dealer in here as well. So lots of flexibility, but we will start seeing them grab those warriors and healers as well.
Yeah, I hear that the year of the warrior is about to begin, that we may be seeing some more tankiness in compositions, but so far we have not, here in the Heroes Hype Amateur Series, seen a lot of compositions built on multiple tanks that do very well overall on average. So I'd be surprised to see that as well, Gilly. I think right now Wild Growth does not have a healer, so See Hero Kill Hero may be looking to grab the one they want first. They also don't have a tank, so See Hero Kill Hero is going for Diablo. They want to make sure that they have him under their belt. I would not be surprised to see a healer here. It was cool Malfurion last time with Diablo. I really enjoyed that. Of course, we can't count out someone like a Rhaegar, though, or even a Brightwing. You have a prediction, Gilly?
I think we'll probably see Tyrande here. I think they wanted the Diablo Tyrande before, but weren't able to. Well, wait, was that the opposite side? They
It's hard to remember
whoever
now.
had Diablo, yeah, they ended up not getting Tyrande because she was kind of counterpicked, and See Hero do grab her. So there's that very standard Diablo Tyrande composition combo that we see so often. They're going to grab that, and Tyrande plus Vala and Jaina, that's a ton of damage. We've seen it before, and so great synergy from See Hero so far.
Yeah, that's a really scary team comp. So now Wild Growth is looking at that and saying, okay, how do we mitigate that? What do we build our team to do? They don't have a tank yet. and they're probably going to need some more damage. Either that or one of those half supports, as you mentioned. They are going to go for Falstad, so denying that to See Hero, Kill Hero, who I think had Falstad last time, if I remember correctly. And Muradin is going to be their tank. Very interesting there. Muradin having some abilities that are going to particularly play interestingly on this map, and also with Thrall. So you see 3 heroes that are very, very tanky for their roles. Muradin, of course, being a tank, and then, of course, Thrall and Uther, who are a little bit on the tanky side for their respective roles of healer and assassin. What do you think of that, Gilly?
Yeah, a lot of stuns for their teams as well between Muradin and Uther too. So, and then the Sundering, of course, we've seen that before as well. Will be stuns and things that you like when you are playing Falstad and want to handle and blast somebody include stuns and more stuns. And that's exactly what they have.
Stuns and more stuns
All
for
stuns.
Wild Growth. Yeah, and they have Sylvanas, so they definitely want to be able to use her to do some pushing. So then we see See Hero, Kill Hero is going to pick up Rhaegar, who on this map is great, as always, doing tons of healing. The Ancestral Heal, again, being something that's very, very strong. And also the mobility being important on this map. Being able to run around, grab coins, get out of the way. You seem to find yourself on this map in tricky situations a lot more because of the nooks and crannies and fog of war that's all over the place. So Rhaegar seems to always be a solid choice in terms of support.
And don't forget the death bridges.
Yes. Yes,
So
those
many
death bridges. And Rhaegar can get out of them more quickly than maybe some other people can.
Yeah, jumping to Ghost Wolf instantaneously instead of having to channel to get mounted. And you mentioned Rhaegar running around and grabbing the pirate camps, I believe. Did you mention that too as well?
Grabbing coins.
Yeah, he's
Very
just really
quickly.
good at being able to go around and quickly grab those little pirate coin camps. And Falstad able to fly in and do that as well, but of course if you fly over something that they have vision of, then they will see that you're going there. So that's a little bit of a trick there as well. So we'll have to see which team is able to better catch all of those coin camps as they spawn and get all the turn-ins.
Again, this map, I mentioned that I like it because it offers the opportunity for, I don't know, less standard strategies. Very rarely do we actually see anything crazy on this map, but you will see players looking to capture camps and take doubloons, which are little coins. They're going to try to get 10 of them to start out with and turn them into Blackheart, who is the pirate that will then unleash his pirate ship on the opposing team. So you want people that can hold on to lots of coins without dying, because you will drop them if you die. You want people that can take camps by themselves so they can earn those coins. And so looking at these team compositions, we mentioned the tankiness of Wild Growth, as well as the ability of Sylvanas to do some pushing and murking and things. So I would say that they're going to kind of be the coin masters in terms of this matchup.
Yeah, I would have to agree. We're loading into the game, guys. It's time. We've got game 2 between Wild Growth and See Hero, Kill Hero. And my bad, Wild Growth does have 1 game. I am changing that now. Which means that if they win this game, of course, they will move on to the finals. But if See Hero wins here, we will move on to a game 3 between these 2 teams. And they're a lot of fun to watch. I wouldn't mind that as well. But let's go ahead and introduce these teams.
Certainly. For Wild Growth, we see Grim Reaper SF, who will be playing Sylvanas. Blythawk will be on Falstad. Jimea will take Uther. Jordo will play Thrall. And Clusion will be playing Muradin.
On that adorable Valentine's Day Billy Goat. For See Hero, Kill Hero in the red, we've got Meadowtown on Diablo. Nerd playing Jaina Lex Uther on Rhaegar. LZ Gamer on Tyrande. And Sunshine playing Vala.
We already saw that owl come out from Tyrande and knock Muradin right off his little Billy Goat. He was not expecting that, and now 3 members of Wild Growth will camp out behind the mid wall here. Well, See Hero grabs the Vision camp that is usually so hotly contested for some reason on this map.
Yeah, look at how Wild Growth are basically just sitting behind the gates until they see where Diablo and Jaina are going to show, as well as Tyrande. They're being very cautious. They know how that works. They just executed it. And so they were being very, very careful. They're all going to pop down here as the chests are going to spawn in 2 seconds. And there they are.
Now we have 4 members from each team contesting this top chest and 1 from each team on the bottom. Vala versus Falstad. Looks like Sunshine is not willing to hang out for too long down here at the bottom shrine. Although, what happened at the top, Gilly? You were watching that one, weren't you?
Yeah, and most of the coins, 4 of them in fact, were picked up from Wild Growth. Uther got very, very low, but was able to keep himself alive just in time. Now, Blythought getting very low, does pick up 2 of the coins. Grim Reaper's going to get the other 3, but can get away from it. Grim Reaper does, and they picked up, I believe, 9 out of the 10 coins.
Ooh, well executed on behalf of Wild Growth.
8 out
Only
of the 10,
2,
sorry.
Yeah, 2 in the hands of See Hero, Kill Hero. So, looking for just 2 more coins on behalf of Wild Growth. They can easily grab those from a camp here pretty soon, and then they will be able to turn in.
Yeah, now, Blythock is pretty low off of that fight. Chose not to go back so that he could soak the bottom lane. That means he has to play pretty safe here, and Vala can throw a little bit of damage on here. But meanwhile, there's a fight up top. Sorry, I missed it. Thrall is going to be killed. And did that drop any coins? It looks like no.
Yeah, no coins went down, but that happened so quickly. I was up here watching, and even I was like, wait, what? Thrall is dead? So, See Hero, Kill Hero definitely executing on this composition that we knew would be hard to deal with in terms of grabbing kills. So, Wild Growth needing to make sure that they're keeping in mind their goal, which I'm thinking is to be the master of holding on to and turning in doubloons.
Yeah, now we do have 1 doubloon camp picked up on each side, it looks like. But the level 4 talents did go to See Hero first, so both teams do have them now, but they are a little bit ahead in experience.
Yeah, we see 2 Envenoms coming on at level 4 for Wild Growth, a favorite of mine, an extra little ability that does some fun damage, some poison damage to your opponents.
Yeah, they can stack those and burn down a target faster, which is always something really nice to do, as well as throwing on damage on somebody that makes them have to pull back out of the fight, get healed back up, and just allows you to get a little bit of advantage here. But using that far sight, See Hero sees that Wild Growth is going after these giants and is going to come in. They would like to pick them up. They will push away. Jordo jumps in but gets overpowered away, and now they're really fighting over this, but Collusion comes in, and now they're going to take out Meadowtown, who won 5 coins. Oh my, that's not what they were going for at all.
Yeah, Meadowtown being one of the ones that should be able to hold on to those coins without dying. LZ Gamer is going to fall as well. Will drop 1 coin. Nerd has no coins but is running for his life. Sunshine as well. Same story for them. And it looks like now 4 members of Wild Growth are here around the turn-in, and they will engage Blackheart to do some covert activity against their opponent. He will be shooting cannonballs at their base with Reckless Abandon here very soon. Now they're heading back to what looks like lanes to make sure that they keep their experience up while they've got this objective in hand.
There's some giants, of course, pushing on bottom, those giants that were so hotly contested, but were eventually picked up by Wild Growth, and so that's helping Blythock push this lane back just a little bit. His towers were getting fairly low, at least on ammo there, and so it's going to help them as well. Level 7 talents for Wild Growth. They're a little bit ahead in experience now, but See Hero's right behind them and grabs them as well.
Yeah, we see Mule go down for Tyrande there. Not a surprise on this map. Repairing your structures can really be helpful, as Blackheart's Rage can tear them down pretty quickly. So that's a fun one that you should watch for from home.
Mule is also really good at forcing your enemy to kind of engage in as well, because if a structure gets low from Blackheart's barrage, you will have to go in and try to finish off, otherwise the mules will heal it right back up, which makes you have to turn in more and more coins later on. And speaking of turn-ins, Wild Growth grabs a second one in a row, and since they've already lost that top 4, or the mid 4, it's right attacking the top fort now.
Yeah, Tyrande not there to use that mule right away, and those structures will suffer for it. Meadowtown and Nerd going to be grabbing those bruisers up there to do a little bit of defense in the top lane, but you cannot do defense against Blackheart, so unfortunately that area is in ruins for See Hero.
Wild Growth has done an awesome job of putting just enough experience or damage on those structures to make sure that both top and mid fort with those turn-ins were taken out, so that Tyrande wasn't able to drop those mules and heal them up really, and that's got to be really frustrating. Already 2 forts down. That has catapulted Wild Growth into the lead in terms of experiences. They're about to hit level 10.
Both teams holding on to 6 doubloons at this point, so the time is ripe for an engagement. We see level 10 coming right up for Wild Growth, and I would not be surprised to see them looking for a fight at that point, as they know they'll have an advantage.
Oh yeah, and this is a crappy time for Sea Hero, as the chests are going to spawn, but they don't have their heroic abilities yet. They are going to engage here on bottom, and they do find the spot where only a couple of Wild Growth members were, and so they did pick up that kill on the Sylvanas, grabbed those coins as well. Blythock had to get away, and that helped them out quite a bit. They're going to try to turn in here, and they will pick up their 10 abilities as well.
That was just about the most favorable thing that could have happened for Sea Hero right there. Being able to find 2 members out while they were all grouped up together and take one of them down, thus getting their level 10 and not having to engage a level down, as well as getting a turn in. Like, that was a huge turning point for them. They are feeling really good about that. They're going to try and steal these Siege Giants from Wild Growth here on the bottom, but it looks like Wild Growth doesn't want to let them go without a fight.
No, they wanted to engage in. They knew they didn't really have a tank there, and so they weren't able to do so. And I think that maybe we saw Wild Growth just be a little bit greedy there on both of the chests, because if you look at the chest and you see that the coin counter is dropping, then you know that it's being engaged, and so they were able to look at both and see, okay, they're at both chests, they are split up, so if we go, we should have the hero advantage, and they were able to capitalize on that, and they've brought it back.
Yeah, but Wild Growth has coins, and they are turning in right now. I don't know that they will have enough, though, to get a full turn in. No, it looks like only 9 out of 14 coins, so they're going to need 5 more to engage the services of Blackheart. But now they're not carrying coins, so they can be a little more gutsy in fights. They do have a little bit of a push going on in their top lane, maybe responding to that, it looks like, as a group. Falstad, though, Blythock hanging out here down on the bottom to make sure nothing crazy goes down in the bottom lane. But there are 4 members of Sea Hero who are looking to do some damage down here, along with Siege Giants that are pushing. So I would not be surprised to see some defense coming, and we do. Wild Growth sending Thrall, Uther, and Muradin down to help.
Since we're probably about to see them really fast, the Heroics picked up her Wailing Arrow, Hinterland Blast, Divine Shield, Sundering, and Avatar for Wild Growth, and Starfall, Ancestral Healing, Strafe, Summon Water Elemental, and Lightning Breath for the Diablo on the side of Sea Hero.
Interesting. I'm always interested to see what heroic ability people choose for Diablo on which map. Lightning Breath can be really great when you know that you need to control the team fight in an area where you are forcing your opponents to walk into your bad, stinky breath. Meadowtown actually getting in the middle of this, it would be a great time to use Lightning Breath, is going to get Ancestral Healed, so has a second life, and it's just going to escape into the lane.
You know, on top of that, the Lightning Breath and Starfall together in the same area deal so much damage, and of course Starfall slows as well, right? So if they're slowed in an area and you've got Lightning Breath on top, which does so much damage, that can turn the tide of the fight instantly.
Totally. Now engaging over Blackheart's turn-in point. Meadowtown getting very, very low. Will not have Ancestral Heal to heal him up. Tried to get some Lightning Breath out, but does go down. Collusion also getting very low. Sunshine is going to take him out. Jimmy and Jordo being under the Starfall. They do not want to be there. They're going to try to get out of the way. Uther and Muradin and Sylvanas and now Thrall will fall for Wild Growth. Blythock has to run away all by his lonesome. Only Diablo fell for See Hero, Kill Hero, so they are now going to take advantage of that, and it looks like they're heading for the boss on the top of the map.
Yeah, they're at least going to go up to Vision and maybe push with this top, if not go for the boss, and they're going to go for it now. The respawn timers are still fairly low. We've got 5 seconds until every single member of Wild Growth is up. They know it. They're going to be headed here, but it's a matter of can they get here in time before the Golem is taken out. And remember, Sea Hero has Tyrande and Jaina and Vola. With the Hunter's Mark, they easily take it out, and there you go. They've already grabbed it, and Wild Growth is just going to have to disengage.
That was perfect timing. The decisiveness that Sea Hero had to show by running straight for that boss, because if they had waited even a second trying to make sure that was the best idea, then Wild Growth would have been there to do a little bit more disruption, maybe be able to steal the boss, who knows. But Collusion and Blythock are now left with the responsibility of defending this boss while Blackheart is doing some work.
Yeah, they actually were able to secure that turn-in, and that helped them get back up to level 13, so they did get those tributes. They will lose this fort, though, to the Golem, and that's going to give quite a bit of an experience to their enemies. And they are having to defend this. That means that bottom is going uncontested as Sea Hero picks it up, as well as a turn-in there. Lex Uther throwing 5 coins to Blackheart, but LZ Gamer on Toronto does have 6, but so far they're choosing to pick up these bruisers first before trying to go to turn in.
Yeah, it looks like they're thinking that we got to get some control in these lanes because we have a great team fight comp. We can do a lot of cool stunning type stuff, but we want to make sure that the lanes are under control and then engage so that while we're keeping you busy, our lanes are also doing work. Collusion being in the front lines. Meadowtown also there is going to get a second life and pull out that lightning breath. Jordo will go down. Jimmy and Collusion cannot get out of the lightning breath in time. They have about half health. Collusion tries to get out of the way. No one down for C Hero Kill Hero yet, Gilly.
That was a great place for lightning breath, and Jordo will go down next. Sorry, Jordo was already down. Uther's gonna go down, and that's 2 heroes down for none on C Hero. Wild Growth is just going to go back, try to pick up camps where they can. They've got quite a push going on bottom and to turn in now for C Hero. That ford's going to go down.
Grim Reaper taking out some siege giants or trying to is going to leave the last bit, and Meadowtown is going to come in and take advantage of that. They will steal those siege giants from poor Grim Reaper. Aww.
The story of this game has been these siege giants right here. Every single time they're up, there's a fight over them. And that is hilarious, but now there's a 4 siege giant push here on bottom, and we know that that is scary for Wild Growth. They do not want those to get on their structures. They're going to defend it immediately, but it also means that C Hero is already set up for another turn-in. Back-to-back turn-ins. Rough.
Yeah, and Wild Growth can't do anything about it. They have to be here to defend. Like you said, those siege giants are very scary. And as we see that owl fly across the map from Toronto, we know that C Hero Kill Hero knows exactly what's going on for Wild Growth. So Wild Growth now on the back foot, having to think about what they're going to do to turn this momentum around. They're certainly not far behind, but they definitely need to be very strategic here.
Yeah, they're only down in terms of structures of 1-4, although this turn-in will start putting damage on keeps as well. More importantly, Wild Growth doesn't have their level 16 talents, or didn't, so they could not engage into that. But they do have them now, and they're going to have to try to engage in before C Hero can get level 20. They were pushing on bottom, but they're just going to disengage now. They know that Wild Growth is coming after them. They don't want to get surrounded there in that sort of death bridge chokehold that we talked about.
Yeah, they're definitely being very cautious, checking in and the smoke there. But Wild Growth has had time to follow them down, so all 5 of them will be in pursuit. Both teams grouped up, which is a great idea right now. The only thing happening on the map in terms of damage is Blackheart. So as we were expecting to see Wild Growth be the coin masters, we now see some coin masterage happening from C Hero Kill Hero. They are carrying, let's see, 8 coins, and only 2 are being carried by Wild Growth at the moment.
Yeah, they've had 2 in a row. Here comes Meadowtown, who's overpowered. Collusion, who is going to be able to get away. Grim Reaper, a little bit out of position, has got to get away. There goes the Hinterland Blast, not taking anybody out though, and there's the Ancestral Heal on Meadowtown, who is throwing so much damage out in the form of lightning, stinky breath, and Sylvanas will be the first to go down. And there it was the Starfall Lightning Breath dealing so much damage. Sylvanas goes down, Thrall is next, Jimmy's on the chopping block, he'll go down as well. They're still heading after Blythawk, but everyone was slowed thanks to Blythawk's hammering, which will at least help he and Collusion survive.
Yeah, I think you mentioned the slow being so important with Lightning Breath, and there was a lot of good slowing going on. Wild Growth was just having to claw their way out of that position there, and that is not something they wanted to do. We have now level 18 for C Hero, almost level 17 for Wild Growth, but this is where we're starting to say, okay, actually, Wild Growth is a little bit behind. What do they need to do to get themselves back on the map here?
Winning a team fight would certainly help. They also could definitely use structures, maybe taking out the 4 on bottom. They really need to get a keep though, because they've got catapults pushing on them, and that's when it really starts to be terrifying. Boss is up, and they are going to head to it as they know their opponents are looking at it as well, but their opponents were picking up those bruisers so that they'd already have a good push going into this boss. Both teams have blood for bloods, 2 of them in fact. Heroics up do favor C Hero Kill Hero, as we've still got a few coming up now for Wild Growth, but they are up, so they're ready for a team fight, and there is definitely going to be one here at boss as Wild Growth engages it.
I'm interested in this decision by Wild Growth. They have to know their opponents are here waiting for them, so they must be expecting an engagement. They do get one.
Yeah, Hinterland Blast does not hit anybody, and the Starfall grabbed a whole bunch of people as Jimmy is going to go down. Diablo does as well, has enough souls, he will be back, but Jordo's taking a ton of damage and will drop to all of the damage that Vala is throwing up. And now Collusion has 4 people attacking him, a Blizzard will take him out, and 4 heroes down for only 1 in terms of see hero, kill hero. And that 1 just came right back. So now they're going to grab this boss, and this is going to be really tough. It's going to head for the keep, and they'll have to try to engage onto it very quickly before it goes to the core.
See Hero Kill Hero now finds themselves basically alone on the map. They're carrying all the coins that were existing on the map. They have free reign to grab the treasure chest. They're going to get a turn in here. They have a boss pushing for them. So the day is really going their way right now.
Oh, Blythawk flew in, and Diablo saw him fly over the minions, and then Farsight from Rhaegar confirmed it. He's got 5 coins, but he's got to try to get away. There is Nerd, who is dropping so much damage on him. He avoids 1 Frostbolt, but will not avoid all of the damage. And Lex Luthor, who already has plenty of coins, Lex Luthor, why can't you share them?
No sharing. This is capitalism, and now Lex Luthor is the richest in the land and will look to pay his mercenary Blackheart to do his bidding. Not all of these coins will be able to be turned in. There are quite a few coins, like 20, 30, almost 30 coins on behalf of See Hero, Kill Hero. Blackheart won't even take that many, so they are now going to fall back and take some mercenaries. They love to have those giants pushing in the bottom lane. And the problem for Wild Growth now is that they are going to be spread too thin. They want to be grouped up to be able to engage these team fights they know will be coming, but they can't. They have to defend all of their lanes, and now as their opponents hit level 20, they're in serious trouble.
Yeah, that boss did plenty of damage to help secure that fort kill, and now cannonballs are even starting to work on this last wall before their final keep, which, by the way, has 5 heroes, a ton of bruisers, and siege giants, and even more siege giants on its way to that keep. That is not going to be a keep that you'll be able to keep. Level 20 talents there, and Hellstorm. So even worse of a lightning breath from Diablo. And looks like Wild Growth are going to come in. They want to try to engage here. Maybe they might just be pinchered here. They're trying to get away. They're trying to get back into the safety of their keep, but they will lose Uther in the process. There goes their hero.
Man, there was just so much in this lane. There was not a whole lot they could do. I mean, they were looking to try to get an engagement there, but I don't know if that was even the right call, though I don't know if there was a right call. I mean, they've got to stand back and defend their core now. I think that's their best chance, but even then, with as much firepower as coming toward them, I don't know if they can do much. I see a really coming from Collusion.
It was a Manor Mule dropped by Tyrande on their core. But they're not going to finish the game here at this point because, remember, they've got about 1 billion coins. So they're going to go back and turn in. And Wild Growth are here to just try to stop any minion pressure on their core. But they're soon going to have much worse damage on it from the cannonballs.
I mean, at this point, the best they can hope for is a really amazing engagement. If they could just get level 20, they're so close, but there are not a lot of opportunities for them to do that, as now Sea Hero is charging into their base.
Yeah, and any damage that Sea Hero can do on the core here would just help his cannonballs even more. There was Wailing Arrow. It only hits LZ Gamer, who does get taken out thanks to Sundering before it can be healed. There, they've got Rhaegar as well. They need to get every single hero in fast because cannonballs are also going down. They've grabbed Sunshine. Nerd will be next. He's going to ice block, but Diablo is throwing out a ton of damage too, and that will be game. We'll be moving on to game 3 between these two teams.
Wow. The competition is heated here, those teams being really intense with each other, and that is some crazy competition. Like we mentioned in the first game, these two teams faced off in a game that looked very evenly matched. This one as well, we saw Wild Growth kind of showing some dominance, being very strong, and then slowly but surely losing their momentum, and then being in a position near the end of the game where there wasn't a whole lot they could do. So very interesting to see that the stun and slow really was the definition of the game here, I think, Gilly. We saw that come into play so many times, and as a result, they were able to defend those positions they wanted to take, especially the star of the game, those siege giants down there in the bottom, like you mentioned.
Oh, yes. Those Sea Giants were so important, and Sea Hero knew it. I think as well, any team fight where Wild Growth lost several coins. I can remember one right around turn-in where they lost quite a few. From there on out, they were just not able to pick up any coins for turn-ins at any point the rest of the game. And obviously, when we had a 20-some, like 30 coins at one point, could do back-to-back-to-back turn-ins for Sea Hero, that really, really just shaped the game.
Absolutely. Now, I'm really glad that we're going to see a game 3 here. I would love to see what these teams have learned about each other. So we're going to see that in the next game. I'm excited to get into it. Any final thoughts on that game, though, Gilly?
No, I'm excited. I'm ready to jump into game 3. So let's just take a break really fast, and then when we get back, we will have game 3 to decide which of these teams will go on to the finals.